Start recording. Welcome everybody to episode 7 of Pugmire Pioneer Puppers. This is going to be a bit of a chaotic episode today because everything is always chaotic, so this is life.
One of us has the zoomies, one of us has the sleepies, you know, it happens.
Yup.
Yay!
And I double checked and made sure that the thing is not muted after my cats just ran across the keyboard, so audio is going.
Yeah, for anyone that if anyone ever happens to listen to these other than us, we lost a really good episode last time, y'all.
Yep, we are all
so
disappointed
good.
over losing that one. So, yes, I do have, while we are recording, I have to explain this. The country of Mao, or more accurately, the conglomerated monarchies of Mao, is a lot larger than you believe. What you reached last time in the session that, unfortunately, we lost audio for, was the clearing into the border town. You have not even reached the edge of the country yet. And in the count of 3, we are going to reveal the actual scope of the conglomerated monarchies of Mao. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow! Okay, wait, zooming out so we can get like a good view of this. Oh my god! So we're in Korat right now.
Yes. So, these are the clans and the royal families of Mao. Mao is a conglomerated country. It is a loose association of cat noble families. Each one rules and takes care of their own lands, as well as helping to run the country as a whole. Korat, as you will notice walking up to the border town through the clearing, is a very militant nation. Their main guards on the border gate are dressed in full plate and carrying great swords. Something unusual for cat kind.
Concerning. Would we, as characters, I doubt we would know very much, but is there any history or anything we would have been taught about the different parts of Mao? Or anything like that?
So, the Great Treaty that was signed between the monarchies of Mao and the nation of Pugmire only mentions Mao itself. It does not know the inner workings of the country itself. There is a little bit of information through hearsay and some reference books from people that have been over there. With your no history of 14, you would know that they are each unique in the way they deal with the world around them and their own governance. Korat is militaristic. Mao is the de facto leader of the conglomeration. They took over everything. Mostly by positive politics, but they are still... They still run everything, and they're still trying to keep the treaty, but they also have their own ways of doing things.
Okay.
So I actually have to get to the page on the clans. Again, because my book closed on me. Digital books, man. Gotta love them.
You got this, Talon. We believe in you.
Alright, so yeah, with the 14, you would have a basic understanding of the families of the monarchies of Mao, so which I'm trying to get into. As I said, this is always a little bit chaotic.
No, you are completely fine.
Why did it skip so far ahead? Okay. Houses. Here we go. Enemies, routes. Is this the wrong page? Did I go to the wrong chapter? Oh no, here we go.
Okay, everybody is cutting in and out for me currently.
I'm not quite sure what that would be. I think it must be on your end, love, because nobody's cutting out for me. You're not even cutting out.
No, it's all good. It might be on your end.
That's what I'm assuming. I'm trying to figure out if it's internet connection or not.
Would it be easier if we did the talk to mute again, baby? Or whatever it was last time?
Well, hold on. Y'all are coming in clear now. I don't know what's going on.
It could just be a little bit of sensory, basically something screwing with the audio on your end. Alright, so it would be in alphabetical order. Angora is the farthest east of the monarchies. They are on the desert edge, which is the unknown desert. No one knows what's past there. Even the cats don't go there.
Okay.
They are more into scholarly pursuits and learning.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a great library.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Cymric. They are the middle... I would say Midland under the actual monarchy of Mao itself. Mm-hmm. They are the breadbasket.
Got it.
Then there's Korat. They are known to be tacticians and warriors.
Interesting.
Then Mao is considered to be noble and honorable. Rex is considered to be... They are the ocean-bearing and fish trade, fishing, things of that nature. They also run a few meaderies. And then there's the Siberians. The Siberian is the smallest of the monarchies. They are bound by the mountains to the north and the rest of the countries to their south and west.
Got it.
They are the merchant craftsmen. They build the intricate things.
Nice.
So that is what the 14 would give you. You would know what each nation state does, but you wouldn't know much more than their general aptitudes. So you are on the border between the Kingdom of Dogs and the Kingdom of Cats. Technically, you crossed the border in the woods, but since the woods are considered a no man's land, there is no actual border zone. So the actual border town is on the other side of the forest.
Okay. So right now we're at the edge of the forest, correct?
You are at the edge of the forest. There is... I would say about a third of a mile away is the border town from where you are at.
Okay, so right now, where we left off last session, we are preparing to march in. We've already gone over with the remaining strays we have, that they will be taking a guard position. We will be putting up a front to give us the best chance of passing through, I don't want to say undetected, because obviously we're dogs marching into Cat City. Yep. But yeah, so I like to think right now the party is getting ready for that. Alexandria is going around trying to help the strays clean up as much as she can get them to clean up. And I like to imagine at one point she'll look over towards Rosabella and just, I can trust you to handle them, right?
Trust me to handle them?
To help make sure that everything goes smoothly.
I mean, I've been planning on it.
And she'll give her like a little nod, and then kind of take her position near the center.
So I will let you know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is an established road from Houndtown or not from Houndtown, sorry. From Houndtown to Korat. So you did not take the established road.
How far away are we from getting onto the established road?
Good 150, 200 feet, but you are within spotting distance of one of the scout towers on the border town itself. So they have, you can assume, actually, don't assume, give me a spot roll, perception, whatever.
Oh, like the notice check?
Yes, thank you. It's been a minute.
Yeah, no, you're good. So,
It was the entire last session. What's the notice check?
Yes.
Only this. From all of us, Talon, or because I did not
whoever
hear.
wants to look.
Okay.
So this is more of a, you are seeing what
go
the
ahead and roll me
situation is.
too.
Yep. Oh God.
Nice with the Rosabella 19. Yeah.
Thank God.
Alexandria and Echo, you have no clue. Rosabella, you are thinking tactically. You are looking, and you can definitely spot the glint of a spyglass from one of the towers. You know you've been spotted. You know you were made as soon as you left the trees.
Rosabella just kind of, while she's staring, kind of tisk and then looks over back at Alexandria. Well, they know we're here.
Then I guess we go forward. I trust you to have my back then. As for all of you, stick together. If it goes to the worst, assure that those beside you do not fall. All right? And with that, she'll start walking forward. I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, I assume we have the guards fanning out on either side. I like to imagine Alexandria would have put Rosabella directly either to her left or her right, unless Rosabella has an objection with that.
No, Rosabella definitely will be at the right side. Definitely.
Okay.
So yeah,
And then-
bodyguard's fine on the right. The strays that are with you would actually take a box formation around the group.
Okay.
So you are, the three of you are in the center, and they are surrounding you, three on each side.
Okay. And Alexandria, I imagine, is in the middle between the two, between Echo and Rosabella. And so Alexandria is going to pull herself up to her full height, try to look very put together, despite the fact that her little dress is a little torn up and a little dirty, and march forward towards the tower. And when they get closer, she is going to, I'm trying to think, because I'm sure she's aware what would be the least threatening thing to see. So I think she is going to kind of raise a hand. Not in the way of a spellcaster, but with an open palm, so her paw pads are visible, to kind of show they are not approaching in a "we're going to fucking kill you" kind of route.
The square formation is typically considered an escort formation.
Okay.
So that in itself, from long distance, would look non-hostile, more like they're escorting a dignitary. And as you get closer, the guards at the gate will take up position, but they're not in the threatening, we're about to throw down position. It's more like,
this is our duty.
yeah,
type
this
position.
is our duty. Sword blade down, hands on the hilt, prepared for action, but in a standing rest type position. You approach, and these cats are big. Like, the one on the right-hand side of the gate is as tall as Rosabella.
Oh.
The one on the left is considerably shorter, but still looks like a solid chunk of meat.
Oh, Jesus.
Good to know, good to know.
First thing you hear as you approach, halt! Who goes there?
Alexandria Pomeranian with Echo, and I don't know Echo's last name, so we're gonna check that really fast, insert it here. And Rosabella Pomeranian, as well as the guards escorting us.
So, Echo's last name is actually Shiba Inu. He is a noble, but he is from a lesser noble family.
Okay. So she would have introduced him as Echo Shiba Inu.
What business do you have in the lands of Korat?
Well, we simply have a message to be given. We have been sent as dignitaries. Nothing more.
The one on the right lifts his visor and kind of turns 75 degrees. He's facing forward. He turns about 75 degrees and spits. And it seems intentionally malicious, but he turns back and... By the order of the treaty, I must allow you entry to the city. Please be on your best behavior. And then, actually, roll a... This would be more for Rosabella. Roll a notice check.
Okay.
Okay.
With a nat 20.
Nat 20!
You hear this clear as day as he mutters under his breath, "Please start some shit. I really want to fight."
Rosabella just kind of raises an eyebrow and doesn't do much. She just smiles. Just a pleasant smile. Not like any kind of like come at me, even though it's like mentally she's thinking, not until you do.
Yes.
Because she understands that aspect of, we're not in our territory, so if I start a fight, it'll start a war. But if you start a fight, I'm defending myself, type thing.
Absolutely.
She just maintains position.
All right. They step aside as the portcullis is raised. As you walk up the path, you were expecting this dirty, run-down garrison town. But in fact, it is a well-maintained military garrison. The streets are nice and clean. The buildings are actually in orderly rows with minute detail paid to the positioning of each building. This is a tactician's nightmare. There are clear lines of sight every 12 feet, so archers can shoot from any direction in the city.
Oh, God.
This town is built to withstand sieges.
Ooh.
Rosabella's kind of impressed.
Yeah, it is beautiful from a military standpoint. And you actually, as you are being walked through the gate, the first building that comes to your notice is a gym.
Oh?
Yep.
Time to get swole.
Oh, time to work out, Alexandria
Yeah.
and her, negative strength.
Hey, it'll remain negative if you don't work on it.
God! Listen. But yeah, so I'm assuming we're going to easily be able to take notice that it's a gym.
Yeah, it clearly, there is the wooden signboard on the front of the building is clearly a set of dumbbells.
Oh my God. So Alexandria is definitely going to take notice of that. But I think she knows that time is of the essence. So if they're able, she's going to keep moving.
Yep. As you are moving, you do see for the area, a relatively thinner and more lithe cat running from rooftop to rooftop towards the mayor's manor. They are letting them know that there are nobles visiting.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. So I like to think that she would kind of reach out and just subtly place a paw on the crook of Rosabella's arm and on the crook of Echo's arm. And just kind of nod her head just a little bit, just a slight incline, so that they take notice of the cat. And then try and keep her eyes forward. Because I imagine she knows that any slight wrong move in a territory such as this could land them in trouble. So she is doing her best and calling on all of her training. She's counting her steps in her head. She is counting her breaths. She is making sure that, if nothing else, that they are seeing a perfect representation of a Pugmire noble.
Mm-hmm. You are... It takes a little while. Basically, you are in the town without escort for, I would say, about half an hour. Which is not rude in itself, but the fact that you showed up unannounced is kind of understandable. Eventually, the mayor does show up. He is... eccentric would be the best word. This cat, which clearly is a very large Maine Coon,
oh my gosh,
is wearing a kilt with 2 great swords strapped to his back.
I love that for him.
And that's about all the clothing he has on, is the kilt.
I love that for him.
Oh my god.
He walks up, slightly out of breath, and you can see as he is starting to fix himself and come to a proper, I'm greeting nobles, I gotta look my best, and you realize, oh crap. You see him quickly unlatch and remove a belt from around his waist. If you are the exercising type, you would know that this is a back brace for deadlifts.
Okay. Alexandria, I feel like, knows none of that, but I feel like Rosabella might.
Rosabella's just, she's in awe. These cats have amazed her. She's like, they're huge, they're strong,
they're strapped.
They work out.
But also, aside from that, it's not like an unease feeling. It's more like, obviously they're like, still like nervous due to the situation, but at the same time, she is pushing all that back. But she understands that they need to be on their best behavior.
I'm sorry for my late arrival. I wasn't aware we were expecting to have any dignitaries here today. My name is Cass. He puts a hand down. It actually takes him a minute to think of his own name. Like, he actually splutters for a minute. Sorry. My name is Cass Korat. I am not used to speaking dog.
Oh no, that is perfectly fine. And Alexandria kind of reaches out and takes his hand. I am Alexandria Pomeranian, daughter of Rex Pomeranian. Truly, it is on us. We did not send notification forward fast enough. It was an unexpected visit, I will be honest. I am sorry for the rudeness of such things. I'm sure you were busy and we were interrupting your time.
Yes. He looks around as you'll notice, as is wont to do for nobility and people in power, his attendants just kind of materialize around him. Also sweaty and out of breath, more than likely from running after their master.
Oh god.
One of them hands him a document. You can see the face of it for a moment, and it just looks like scratches on a piece of paper. But This is, you can expect this is probably the cat language.
Okay. Hell yeah.
He looks over it for a moment. If you want, this would be purely intelligence based, so if anyone has a relevant skill for it that is intelligence based, no culture would be the most likely candidate.
Would no history help at all? I don't believe either Rosabelle or Alexandria have any.
History wouldn't help too much unless you've actually studied the region and language. However, Echo knows.
Oh, hell yeah.
With his 18 for no culture. This is... You have a little bit of understanding of the cat language. You've read many, many books. There are books written in cat in the libraries of Pugmire. This is more than likely an intel dossier on the group.
Oh shit.
More than likely, it would be most relevant to Alexandria and Rosabella, but since you're all three technically in noble houses, it would include some information on the three of you. Totally.
I need to know the tea. I need to know what's in this dossier.
Most generally, it would be like a twerp's peerage kind of thing. Basically, your family lineage, your house standing, things of that nature.
Sweats in house standing. Hell yeah.
So, he reads over it for a minute, and looking at... you can kind of see the light bulb flash in his eyes, realizing that he is entertaining not one, but two nobles.
Oh shit.
There is his whiskers visibly droop as he realizes, I have just been rude to two nobles. I apologize for my rudeness. I will show you, take you to a lovely place. Yes?
Thank you. That's quite a kind offer of you. Your town in general is quite lovely. It is nothing that I would have expected, I will be honest.
Yeah. This is apology, and I know why you are here.
Oh?
Come. I don't have words. My translator is... just come, please. And he starts walking off. After a few minutes, his attendants have finally finished getting him dressed, as he is now wearing a leather jerkin vest and a proper pair of boots along with his kilt.
Oh, I know technically we're supposed to hate cats, but God, I love him.
He leads the group to a line of carriages.
Oh, shit.
And he actually opens the door to the very first carriage and waves the three of you in. And you may also take... you can literally see him doing the numbers on his paws. Three of your guard.
Thank you. Of course, Rosabella will be coming with me. And then I believe that she will kind of look over towards the guard, who she never asked their names, which is now becoming a problem, she's realizing. So she is going to pick whoever looks the strongest out of the dogs gathered. The most intimidating faces.
That would probably be the pit bull and the bull terrier.
All right, so she will apologize later, I think, because now dogs are growing on her, but she's just going to give like a nonchalant wave that nobles are wont to do towards the two of them and just come along then. And then I imagine she kind of like holds out a hand for Rosabella to help her into the carriage.
Yeah, and
Put on a show.
the mayor will also hold out his hand to help you into the carriage. It is a lovely, spacious carriage, but it is clearly designed for cat comfort. The couches in the carriage are clawed.
Oh, God.
And the windows are large and wide, so the sun directly hits them perfectly.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, Alexandria is probably fucking sweating. Like, everything in her not to pant because she is not good with heat.
Yep. If you have issues, the windows do open.
Right, thank you. That is quite kind of you to inform me.
And the guards and Rosabella, Alexandria, and Echo climb on the... they climb... You climb into the carriage with the mayor, and he will basically call for his attendants and Cat for them to fill up the rest of the carriages and come along. As after about 5-10 minutes, the carriages begin to move as they have been filled. Now, I am taking you to a closely guarded secret of my house. We are going to the Sunspot Lounge. This is a place that I would not normally bring foreign dignitaries to, but as an apology for my rudeness and for what is going on, there is things to explain, but I do not have words to explain perfectly.
No, trust me, I can understand. It would be horribly difficult for me myself to communicate in Cat. It's not a language I quite ever picked up, so there's no need to apologize. It would be more rude of me to make the assumption and that you would have been forced to learn our language. Truly, it's all right.
I am grateful. If you don't mind, while you are in country, please do not mention the place we are going to, the common, and you hear a low yell come out of his throat, and one of the attendants says, it is a secret that is well kept hidden, and only a few key nobles of our own country know of it.
Of course, I would never dare mention it.
It's about an hour and a half ride as you pull up to another... Well, this is a larger city than the border town you just left. And there is, in the center, a large concrete brick building with large windows. And the mayor, seeing it, is smiling from ear to ear. Once you pull up and the carriages are stopped, he will disembark first and present a hand to help the rest of you off of the carriage.
Oh, hell yeah.
Smiling like an idiot. As you, this unassuming gray concrete building is opened. The doors are opened by the attendants, and he walks in like a king walking into his throne room.
Oh, God.
As soon as you pass the threshold, the smell of milk and honey enters your nostrils.
Oh, God.
You walk in to a beautiful, multi-tiered lounge room. This is the Sunspot Lounge, the pride and joy of the Korat house.
Oh, hell yeah.
Understandable.
There
yeah.
are...
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say also Talon. So, Alexandria, would you say they've talked for more than a few minutes during that ride?
Oh, absolutely.
So unless he makes a wisdom saving throw, he is now charmed by her.
Give me 1 second. I have to actually look up his stat block.
Because she took the charming discourse thing when she leveled up.
Right. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, so he would probably be charmed by you quite easily. They are quite intelligent, but he's also in the, oh shit, I fucked up, I need to make this right. So he's not all there right at the moment.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I don't know what charm does in Pugmire, but I'm looking that up.
So it's similar to in D&D. Basically, he is buddy-buddy with you.
Hell yeah.
Love.
Love, 10 out of 10. Best thing I could have taken for a situation like this.
Okay, so there we go.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I assume we follow him into the
That's a
lounge.
nat 1!
Hell yeah! He is charmed.
He is, which is absolutely perfect for you as you walk into this building. I have to get back to it because I had to shift pages. Yeah, okay, the Sunspot Lounge. You walk in and there are cushions spread out everywhere. They are thick and soft, filled with the most luxurious down known to animal kind. There are bartenders serving milk spiked with sweet honey. There are sunspots that hits every single cushion. There are nice, comfortable chairs with scratched up arms, because this is cats. There are catnip mice on several of the tables. There are there are the little dangly bird toys hanging from the ceiling. And he is just smiling from ear to ear, showing off his pride and joy. This is the secret of the Korat house.
Oh my god. So Alexandria, even though I don't think for her this is amazing and great, she's definitely putting on a show, just smiling and being sweet and just, oh, it is lovely. I can see why you keep it a secret.
Yes, this is only the great Mao and a few of the locals actually know of this place. It is we save this for those of import, and it is also as an apology. He kind of runs up to the bar, and you hear in a mixture of dog and cat, he is ordering several pints of mead.
Oh, hell yeah.
He goes to the best table and starts setting up, not even waiting for the attendants. Like, you can see the attendants just face-palming like, this is our job, what are you doing?
Oh
And
my
then they
God.
start scrambling and going behind him and cleaning up, wiping damp rags across the table and setting up the chairs. And there is actually, because you were complaining about the heat and trying not to pant but visibly showing your heat, and I'm assuming you probably lowered the window in the carriage.
Oh, 100% she did.
Yeah, one of the attendants would actually arrange for you to be fanned.
Oh, hell yeah.
And as you're waiting, a very familiar looking cat will walk up to the table, standing just a head shorter than Alexandria, with a very smug smile on his face. Is Smugly.
Our Smugly?
Yes.
So I think Alexandria, for just a second, there's like a flash of recognition in her eyes before she kills it, and she is like noting that down of just, oh, we need to talk about this later.
Oh, I didn't know you guys would be here. I did the ferry work you asked me to, and then I came back and, well, I decided to come home for a while. I had some gold to spend. Some plastic to spend. Sorry.
I did not imagine that we would find you here.
No, I didn't think I'd ever see you here either. I mean, it's unusual for outsiders to be brought in, let alone dogs.
Truly, it's an unusual day. I don't believe it would be too much offense for you to join us.
And he looks at the mayor and he kind of shrugs like, I did not know you knew each other. This is, well, how do you say, he's freelance? He does many jobs.
Oh, of course. A man of many talents.
Yeah, so what are you actually doing here? It's been 4 or 5 hours since no, it's been a day and a half, hasn't it?
It has, it's been some time.
The mayor starts looking around and he says something in cat again to his attendants, and apologies, this is not the interpreter we're waiting for. He is apparently held up in traffic. He shall be arriving shortly. Please enjoy your drinks, and apparently you have a friend in the cat kingdom.
Oh, of course, he's a good friend. If your translator is held up, would it be too much offense? I'm not quite sure of cat custom to have him stand in as a translator.
That should be fine, but there are some things that are state secret that...
Oh, of course. Would Alexandria just be able to give like a little side eye to him, to like smugly, and just would she be able to tell anything, like pick up on anything, like if he is being shady in any way or if he's actually there to help them?
So this is not actually that far from the border town. It probably took him 4 hours to get here from where you guys arrived out of the wood, from the docks to here, if you take the main road.
Got it.
Go ahead and give me a sense motive check.
Okay. It's not my
Do one for me as well.
Okay.
Yep.
That's actually you have a proficiency in that, so.
Okay.
Did it roll through for?
Well, Echo at least got a good one.
Yeah, Echo is rolling good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Alexandria and Rosabella, you guys are... His permanently smug smile kind of makes it hard to read him. Echo, that smug smile is hiding a little glint of mischief. You're not sure if he's being actually deceitful, or if he finds a kick out of just showing up where people least expect him. You get the sense, Echo, that he's probably been following your group after taking the ferry job to bring the guards back and forth. Which means as soon as he dropped off the Yosha and the rest of the guards on this side, he pretty much booked it straight here.
Oh my god.
He just wants to see what all's gonna happen.
Yeah, he wants to be a part of the drama, and I love that for him.
He sounds like a theater kid.
He
Pretty much,
100%
yes.
is a theater kid.
Yeah, he's that theater kid that always has the Phantom of the Opera mask on.
Oh my god. But I think Alexandria, because I don't know how much information they're going to be able to pass on while they're all sitting there with a dignitary. She's just underneath the table. She's going to give like a little tap to Rosabella's thigh and then to Echo's. Just a little way of trying to communicate to keep their eyes and ears open and to be on their best behavior. And then she just, of course, I mean no offense, and I would not wish for your state secrets to be shared to ears that are not meant to hear them. But for the basic conversation, if it's all right then, it would make it a bit quicker for us, and we already have quite a long way to go, I'm sure. When it comes to the actual locations of your different colonies, I'm not the most educated, I will be honest. It is an area where I could do to learn a bit more, but I'm sure we have many miles to go.
Yeah, you rattle that off, and the mayor is just smiling with that dopey grin, and
He has no idea what she said, does he?
He does not. Smugly actually translates for him, and there is a moment of mental consideration where the mask actually slips from the mayor. You can all roll a sense motive on the mayor himself as you see him go from this smiling like a dumb, muscle-headed idiot to you can see the cogs turning in his head.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, we all rolled good.
Yeah, you did. Okay, yeah, you all would notice this as soon as the mask slipped, like, he's been pulling an act, but he is still super friendly to Alexandria. But you can see the gears turning, and he actually stops for a second as the mask drops, and you can realize he's got plans going on behind those eyes. You're not sure what, but you can see the schemes starting to lay into place. And then he gently nods, and the dopey smile mask returns to his face. And Smugly, he says a few things in Cat, and Smugly kinda, with a single eyebrow raised, says, he's agreed for me to do basic conversation, but I'm told that once any important talks happen, I have to leave.
Of course, of course. Thank you. That is quite kind of you to do. And with that, I imagine it's just polite conversation.
Pretty much.
Alexandria has made note heavily of the fact that, like, there's plans behind those eyes. He's not an idiot. And I like to think at that point, she's got, like, her own, like, little gears turning in her head. She's already trying to think what would be the best thing to say during different situations as she's complimenting the nation, as she's trying to remain on his good side for as long as she can. And I imagine this goes on for a decent bit of time.
Yeah, it takes about 2 hours for the actual translator to show up. It turns out that the translator that they have been waiting on is a Mao dignitary from the actual House Mao.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Would we be able to recognize that?
So the only way to really distinguish each house from each other, Korat is black and red. Their insignia is black and red. Mao's insignia is black and yellow. So you can tell it's a different house from Korat. I'm not 100% certain if you would know it's actually a dignitary from Mao.
Okay, so we would not know to stand and be reverent.
They would explain that he is a dignitary. They wouldn't say where he's from.
All right. So
unless he actually introduces himself.
Okay. So if it's explained, I definitely think when he arrives, Alexandria will stand and give, like, a polite little curtsy and bow her head and just, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, the pleasure is mine. He gives a very pointed look at Smugly as he takes his mead that you can actually tell is cut with milk as he just kind of scampers out of the room. And as this is happening, the place was pretty empty to begin with. It is fairly early in the day as it is. Then he sits down fairly gracefully and lets out a heavy sigh, looks at the mayor, who actually stands up and takes a guard position.
Oh, shit.
So, my name is Sebastian Mao. I am the great-grandson of the Grand Mao.
Oh no, he's like the head. I used my charming discourse on the wrong person.
Yep. We are aware of the situation, and we do understand it looks bad, but, I am assuming that the person taken was related to one of you, considering the size of the force that has now breached the forest and is making their way here?
Of course, we cannot confirm or deny such things, you know that. But taking a dog does look awful for the cats.
I am aware of this. However, there is, extenuating circumstances?
And may I be privy to what those are?
Yes. So, your brother kind of... Well, he was meeting with a group of, let's say an adventuring party from the actual House Mao. One of them happened to be my sister. Your brother, not speaking the language well and not actually knowing our customs, presented her with a toy mouse.
And I am assuming that there is offense given.
Only if he did not return, as she would be very upset if her fiancé did not come back.
So he accidentally proposed.
Yes. And when he
Right.
did not return within a fortnight, she demanded for him to be returned forcefully.
Right, but you must understand that that is not something that is custom among the dogs. And while that is not, of course, it does not take away from the offense, and it is not a apology, as I suppose would be the best wording.
We are aware. My sister is quite headstrong.
Of course, but such things should have been broached in all hopefulness with the noble family, and not taking a member of the dogs in the middle of the night. You must understand that in such tumultuous times, that is dangerous.
Yes, we are actually quite aware. This is why we expected this, eventuality of you turning up on our doorsteps, and we were intending to return him. However, he has quite adamantly confessed that he is not a member of a noble house and is a free dog.
Of course, but you cannot take a dog's word. No dog would willingly choose to be a free dog.
We
And
are...
even if he were a free dog, that is still taking a dog. That is still, in some circles, a declaration of bigger things.
We are aware of this and are currently trying to find your brother.
What do you mean, find?
Well, it seems that shortly after he was returned to my sister, they ran away.
I am sorry. He would not willingly run away, I am sure. And I do not mean to speak badly of your sisters. I would never dare, because, of course, you are nobility yourselves, and you deserve respect as such, but I know my brother, I suppose, as you keep calling him. And that is not a common action for him.
He smiles widely, and it's unusual to see two Pomeranians with similar coloring and them not be related.
Oh, that is quite common in all actuality. Pomeranians come in many varieties.
I apologize for any offense, madam. So, the subject of discussion, apparently he heard that there is a quite famous dungeon here, actually, in the forest that you just left.
Can I roll a sense motive on him to see if he is like lying currently or anything?
Go right ahead. You would actually have advantage on this.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because
Roll for me as well.
yeah, the mayor is actually giving you nods and like thumbs up and things like this as he's talking.
Okay, let me find where did the sense motive go. Oh no, there it is. Okay, cool.
Yep, you got a nat 20.
Oh, I did? Oh,
Yes,
hell
you did.
yeah. Oh, wait. Oh, that was really good rolls again. Hell yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay, so he is telling the truth, but he is trying to hide a few things. It's clear he's trying to be as poetic as possible, but also trying to translate mentally at the same time. It's like juggling 3 plates at once.
So Alexandria will lean forward a bit and kind of place a paw on the table and just,
Now, it is considered rude among dogs to taint your tongue with dishonesty, so it seems that there are certain things, and I don't mean to imply, of course, that are not being shared. And if that were to happen, especially
Yes.
during a meeting like this, that would be...
I do apologize. So, he did not particularly run away, but more... She wished to raise a dowry to pay his family. So they have gone off to the Iron Fang maze.
And you have not sent anyone to retrieve him?
We were just about to when I was summoned to this meeting. I was actually in the middle of doing that, which is why I'm a little short, if it seems.
Oh, you are not short. I would never imply such a thing. You know that would be quite rude.
Yes.
If nothing else, you've been nothing more than polite. It truly has been a wonderful conversation. But I doubt that you are wishing for us to go and fix the mess that certain members of your country may have caused.
It would be better politically if our people were to rectify this situation, but at the same time, we would not be remiss to disallow you from attempting to assist.
Of course, and we would be more than happy to assist. But we do need assurance that this will not happen again, and that the proper members involved will face some consequences.
Yes.
It would be quite troubling if your people began to believe that they could come onto Pugmire or onto the soil of dogs and onto our land and take our members in the middle of the night, unannounced and in a way that many would consider dishonorable.
And she's just giving like a sugary, sweet smile.
Yeah, he's kind of shrinking in his seat as you realize this is a crown prince that you are chewing out currently, and he
it's
realizes
like a light chewing out.
yeah, it's a light chewing out, but he actually feels the weight of responsibility on his shoulders as he is just shrinking as you are saying all this, like, oh God, what did we do?
Mm-hmm. And I am sure that you know that we will expect compensation for the cost of our travel, the cost of the guards that we have had to recruit, the cost of everything that you have placed upon us due to some oversights. Now, of course, I am more than happy to make up for the oversight of one of our... And I apologize deeply, truly. It is a lack of education that we will address going forward when interacting with those of your country.
I am actually very thankful to hear that. However, we do have a request of our own. I am willing to agree to all of your conditions, but we do have one request.
And what is that?
Allow allow this said Pomeranian to marry my sister and take her back to Pugmire with you, please.
And why is that a request being made?
Because we can't handle her anymore.
Oh, and so you wish to send a creature that you cannot handle over into our country. One that has forced a member of a supposed free dog group to marry her against his will. Because
He smiles grimly through this. So, my sister, she has been trained in all of the noble arts. She has been brought up properly to believe in honor and nobility and truth and justice.
Of course.
However, she tends to believe that she is a dog, not a cat.
And that is an interesting circumstance, and I did not mean to imply that she herself is dishonorable. But her actions, or at least, I suppose I should not even say her actions, I apologize. The actions that were taken upon that night
I am well aware.
underhanded and imply certain things and certain beliefs. And I apologize for any assumptions that I have made. But that decision does not fall on me. I am not the head of my house, nor am I the head of the free dogs. I cannot promise you the hand of a dog that is unwilling or does not wish to find themselves married. If he is willing and wishes so, then I see no fault with it. But of course, again, it does not fall on me. So I cannot promise it.
I am grateful for your willingness to entertain this idea. So, when I say that we can't handle her, it's more that I'm sure you have dogs in your country that are like this, but they are obsessed with the culture, with the bravada, and with the allure of our grand monarchies of Mal.
No, he's saying Rosabella. Alexandria is like biting her tongue right now.
Yeah,
She does not know a single dog like this.
Yeah, but out of character, out of context, out of game, Jeanette Mao is an otaku for Pugmire.
I love that so much. So zooming back into the world, Alexandria is she nods and she continues to smile and just, of course, I know many dogs like that. You have a rich culture after all, and one that many would find quite intriguing. But again, I will admit that I cannot promise you anything. Of course, I am not the eldest of our house, but I can do my best.
I absolutely understand. I am deeply, deeply sorry for all the transgressions that my sister has placed. This is beyond our understanding, and he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a badge. It looks like a cat's head with a single yellow and black eye, a vertical slit pupil and everything. He puts the badge down. This is a signal that you are being favored by the royal house. Any cats in the monarchies of Mal will give you any assistance required. And he looks at Maxwell. Our dear friend Maxwell, the captain of the Korat Guard and the mayor of the border town, has agreed to be your personal bodyguard in your endeavor to return this kidnapped individual.
Of course, thank you. That is quite kind of you to offer up a member of your nobility to assure our safety. Truly.
I know that things are going seem very smooth here. And that it doesn't seem like there would be anything, but can I do a sense motive check?
Yes, absolutely.
Alexandria is too busy pinning the badge to herself. Well, no, you know what? She's gonna oh hell yeah! I'm trying to get your stuff up.
So
here we go. Okay.
with a 12, not much. With a 14, a little bit more. I would say with this, Echo and Rosabella would have to put their heads together a little bit, like you're whispering behind the scenes. I will give you the bonus for both of you getting so close to the actual DC. So, there are several reasons for this to go so smoothly. One, they realize they messed up. This is an act of war. But if they can get her actually married off to the brother and sent to Pugmire, this becomes a political marriage instead of an act of war.
Which is, I think, what is Alexandria kind of, because that's already, I was like, she knows it's what they want.
Yep.
Is it would look good
That's
on
what I was.
them.
That's what I was thinking too. But at the same time,
Yep. At the
there's
same time,
curiosities that Rosabella's gonna need to talk to Alexandria about this.
Yeah. Because I like to imagine Alexandria has definitely been sitting at the table, and I imagine Echo is nearby, and then Rosabella is probably right behind her.
yeah. You guys would be close together, so you're
Yeah.
within earshot at least. And
Yeah.
the third thing is they are sending you to a known dangerous dungeon. So if the problem goes away on its own, it's really no skin off of their nose.
Of course. And so I think, because here's the thing is, could Alexandria, I don't know, roll a knowledge check to see how smart it would be to mention that they have already sent word to Pugmire? Because I don't know as a player if that is a good idea or a bad idea for and I feel like she would know, like, as a noble.
So I'm twofold on that. Yes, you can roll a knowledge check on that. I'm not sure what the best. Actually, that might still be a sense motive technically, but it would be you would be sense motiving on yourself.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
18.
So, when dealing with nobility, it is not a good idea to lay all your cards out on the table.
Okay.
Clearly, they are not laying all their cards out, and you are holding some back. You have contact. You are speaking to the Crown Prince of Mao right now. You have summoned the Crown Princess of Pugmire. So
it's better to keep that secret.
it
but we
might
have
be better
called
to
for
keep that
reinforcements.
secret, or at least
Okay.
to allude to having a backup, not specifically saying who they are.
Of course. And so I think with that, Alexandria will give like a sweet smile and just, now, given that you are sending us to a dangerous location, we do have certain resources at our disposal, and should we go missing or anything else, it will be noted. Of course, I hate to imagine that we would, of course, in a nation as wonderful as yours.
Yeah, his already grim smile falters just a little bit more. He has a good poker face. Like, his emotional control it's spot on, but it slips for just that second. Like, crap. Of course. I would be a fool to think that you wouldn't have made preparations before coming here. But we do still... unfortunately, time is of the essence.
Of course, and I do not mean to hold you or to keep us held up in any means.
And I think with that, she'll kind of begin to push herself up, push her chair back in a polite way, and kind of stand up and just hold out a hand and just,
It was a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
He will take your hand and kiss the back of your paw.
oh shit.
He's a proper noble, after all.
He is. And Alexandria will give just that sweet smile she's been giving and just,
Thank you. Now, we'll send the supplies that we have asked for and the reimbursement.
Of course.
Thank you.
He
And
will,
hopefully we will meet in better circumstances in the future.
Yeah, he will call out to the attendants in Cat, and they will start moving, because they're going to have to go and broach the coffers for some of this.
hell yeah. Listen, Alexandria knows that they are in a gold mine right now, and as worried as she fucking is for her brother, she's insanely worried on the inside. She knows how to fake it. Also, I have a mechanics question.
Yes.
Can we assume that at some point over the last couple of days she has had time to attune to her freaking invisibility cloak? Okay,
yeah, it only
cool. I keep
takes.
forgetting
Yeah,
to.
you just have to spend an hour on it during a long rest.
Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna assume at some point she has attuned in the travel and everything else.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right, and so do they? How much plastic do they bring us back? I'm gonna get my calculator.
It'll take a while for them to actually get it to you, so
So it's better to head out now, and we'll get it after we
you'll
hopefully
get it
don't
after
die.
you come back, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because it might not just be plastic. They also have masterworks here.
Ooh, okay. So Alexandria, just knowing what to do, she's going to kind of wave for the 2 guards and Rosabella who came with them to retake the positions.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of put a paw, her arm hook it with echoes as if he is the one guiding her, and begin walking out.
Yep. So as you are walking out, the Maxwell, the mayor, follows behind you. He is kind of vibrating and glowing at the same time.
Can we sense motive him?
Oh, that you wouldn't even have to. He was told he's going to fight things. He is giddy.
God. Oh my god. I know that he has plans and he's a noble, but God, I love him. I don't think we have time for a long rest, and I don't think I need it, so we got this, this, y'all.
You should be fine, but a long rest being 8 hours, it would kind of...
Yeah, we don't have time. I don't need my charming discourse. It's fine, we got this. I don't need to charm anyone else. Also, something I realized, I didn't have to make one, but just like a fun little note, she also gets advantage on charisma checks involving being polite, and I love that for her.
In this one, you were perfect. It was a cut and dry. He was on the defensive from the get-go because of, everything going wrong.
Valid.
Oh, and the music stopped, so give me a second and I will re-up and find a new.
Okay. Also, just like as a fun little side note, I am very proud of how I just played a noble. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm proud too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
A lot of the time that you're talking, I could not hear you.
Oh, Talon, could you hear me?
I could hear you.
Okay, cool.
No, it's like everybody else was coming in clear, but I think it's because like when you do talk, you sometimes get like, I don't know if you get a little further
down
from the mic.
Yeah, I lower my voice just a little.
But you lower it, and for everybody else talking normally, I can hear perfectly fine, but you are turned all the way up. I promise you are turned all the way up.
Here's the thing. I need to channel my inner theater kid and do this, which is like actually project my voice.
Yes, project from the diaphragm and not the throat, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, y'all. We're learning as we go. I need to be louder.
Yes.
But as you were talking, like the little bits that I could hear, because it is such a calming voice for Alexandria, that I'm over here like, wow, the Benadryl really starting to kick in, y'all.
It's because for Alexandria, I imagine it's her being fully on guard. It's her.
Oh, absolutely.
Every step she is watching her tail.
Yep. But yeah, absolutely the way this was an unintended thing. They didn't expect this to happen. And yes?
Okay, continue. I'll ask that question afterwards.
Oh yeah, I was just saying the cats did not expect this to happen. This was, and the whole thing about having an appointment with the Mao, this is it is unprecedented, but it's also one of those things to like, it's a benefit for both sides, but it's also a negative for both sides.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like that Alexandria's lie actually fit in. Like, she was like, we have a message to deliver. And it's like, oh yeah, it's her conversation with Mal because the cat's fucked up.
Yep.
Because when that was asked, I was like, oh god, I don't know what to say. Okay, but continue. We head out. I imagine we maybe get taken back to the carriages?
Yeah, you will be taken back to the carriages, and there will be food provided. Depending on how much of the mead you guys actually drank, there will be snacks.
Okay, hell yeah, sorry, continue.
No, depending on how much of the mead you actually drank, there would be snacks and other small foods available.
Hell yeah. I feel like at least Alexandria didn't drink a lot because she was like full focus mode. I think she took a polite sip once in a blue moon.
Rosabella only drank a little bit, like very, very little, because for her, if she drank at all, I don't know if she would actually drink because, well, being on guard, she probably wouldn't have drank anything. So.
Valid.
Fair enough. Which is understandable. Yeah, wet enough to wet your whistle while you're talking.
When it comes to the food, however, she didn't eat dinner last night.
Yeah.
And she also didn't, I imagine she didn't have time to eat rations at any point during that because it was like full sprint and then nobility
absolutely.
and everything else. So can she like make sure it's not like poisoned with anything, just politely, like just like acting as if she's admiring like how it was made or something.
Absolutely. That's easy enough to do. Because there are 3 nobles technically on board, the attendants would be made to be poison testers.
Oh hell yeah!
One of his attendants would basically take a little nibble out of one of each thing, as well as I would assume that the attendants would pointedly stare at one of the guards until they did the same.
Yeah. Do you feel like the stray dogs are just pleased to do it? I also have another question. I don't want to make you have to control like 10 dogs, but are we going to meet up with the other free dogs? Are they coming with us?
Eventually.
Okay, cool.
So they are actually on the other carriages. They did not leave the other carriages during the whole conversation.
Okay, cool.
Basically, they took you to what is considered a very private resort for cats, and they brought in just some high-level nobility. The fact that Smugly was there at all is wild. You do not want to know the back checks he actually passed to get in there.
Oh my god. I will say that Alexandria has a lot of strong words for Smugly when they are not near nobility.
Oh yeah. Actually, this would just be for Rosabella, since you are the guard. Give me a notice check.
Let me get back to the notice checks.
That is 13. Actually good enough because he is very bad at this.
What's he trying to do? Is he trying to leave?
What?
You notice, but barely. Like, it's enough that you see it, but you're like, did I actually see something? As a small gray tail swings past the window.
He's on top of the carriage.
He's on top of the carriage.
Does Rosabella say anything, or is Rosabella just like, yep?
Rosabella just looks up, looks back at Alexandria, and just... I may be crazy.
Well, we already...
But that cat is very interesting.
So I think with that, Alexandria will look away from, like, I imagine, like, the little cracker or something she's been, like, politely taking bites off of, and just... The cat, you say? And just kind of, like, try to, like, raise a brow at Rosabella, like, which one?
She just smiles and just... We may have to talk to him later.
Oh. And I think with that, it kind of clicks in her brain. She just, oh, of course.
Yep.
Now... Yep, we'll continue. Go for it.
Yep. So, turning back to the snacks, on the platter in front of you, there are little crackers. Most of the snacks are fish or meat based. There is actually salmon roe and cheese on a cracker. There is what would be the equivalent of sushi. It is near raw fish. There is some other You're not quite sure what it is. Essentially, it would be our equivalent of like Frisky's cat food.
Oh my god. See, that she's not touching.
Yep.
But she is eating the crackers. And like it's taking everything in her because she is starving. She's not used to going this long without eating. She hasn't had time. It's taking everything in her to not shove it in her mouth, just like whole. She has to continuously, in her brain, she's just going like, be polite, be polite, be polite. As she's like taking the tiniest little bites of these crackers. She eats probably a little too many crackers. I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, absolutely. As Maxwell is just, he's not really eating anything. He's just kind of watching you. Mm-hmm. And as he's watching, he actually turns to one of the attendants and says something in cat, but you're not quite sure what he's saying. But you do hear the word in dog clearly, big sandwich.
Is he calling her a big sandwich?
You're not sure.
Can I roll a sense motive? Is he insulting
It
me?
would be a disadvantage because you are listening in a foreign language.
That's fine. I'm willing to burn stuff on this if that's not enough.
Yep,
I'm using.
You wouldn't actually need to. Because as you're doing this, you're racking your brain like, is he insulting me? And the attendant sighs, pulls a cooler out from under the chair, and starts making Alexandria a big sandwich.
Okay, so if the cat is watching, her tail starts to wag just a little bit, and then she kicks it back down. It's just like she stops her tail and just gives him like a sweet smile that's actually a bit of a genuine smile.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are old enough, but essentially the attendant has made Alexandria a Dagwood sandwich.
I have no idea what
Nice.
Okay, this is old school comics, like back when they used to come in the newspaper. There was the comic Dagwood. He had a sandwich that I have to break it down. Bread, meat, cheese, meat, cheese, meat, cheese, meat, cheese, bread.
So I want to say that Alexandria, like, it's not obvious on her face because she's learned to school her emotions, but there's like a silent moment of panic of how she politely eats this sandwich.
Yep. He looks and kind of notices and he just takes his two hands, like his two paws, pad up, pad down, and just mimes the motion of squishing it.
Alexandria will hold it out from her in case anything comes out and just squish it. And as soon as that's done and it gets smaller, she's just gonna try to take dainty bites from this giant fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
As they ride on.
Yeah, this sandwich itself is probably like 1,200 calories.
No, listen. She's completely content with that. She didn't get a little extra padding by avoiding meals. Like, she's content with this.
Yep.
Man, that's making me hungry.
It's fine, Jess. After session, you get a sandwich. We all get a sandwich, except me.
You get a sandwich. You get a sandwich.
Hey, you can have a cucumber sandwich.
God, it's fine. I'll eat a collard green sandwich because that's what I have in the fridge instead of lettuce. Yeah, ooh.
But yeah, it takes you a while to actually arrive at the maze. So you have time you can take a short rest and finish your sandwich.
Hell yeah. Because here's the thing is I don't know. I assume when a dog sleeps means a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
cool,
can
cool.
nap during a short rest, but yeah.
I don't think, here's the thing is like, mechanically I want her to, but I logically don't think she would trust being in a carriage with dignitaries enough to do that, and that would be impolite. So she won't. I do want to say though, so she knows enough to know that there's no way she can really communicate with Rosabella completely like on their own or with Echo, because the cats have shown they can speak a bit of dog.
Yeah.
But I do want to say when they are getting closer, it can be brushed off. I think the way she does it is she kind of gives like a little flick of her tail to bump into like Rosabella's like arm and then into Echo's arm. just like as a little reminder of like they are here to stay focused, because she can't really say anything out loud, but that is her intent. I don't know what they would get from that, or if they would think she was just accidentally bumping them.
So, actually, that is perfect for me to bring in a mechanic that doesn't really get used much. I've actually been looking into it, and unfortunately, there's no sleight of hand for this.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use perform to basically counter it. It's called tail language.
Oh.
So it is not something that's originally Pugmire, but I will allow you to do this. It would be kind of the equivalent of Thieves' Cant.
Ooh, okay. Now here's the question. Would I get... my girl's a little ratter. Would she, by any chance, get advantage on that?
Technically, yes. But that also means that they would have... your group would have disadvantage to understand it.
Oh, no. Well... can I give you one of my cards instead at that point? Would that be better?
It's up to you, because this would be they don't know what you're trying to signal. They're trying to infer from... So it would be a combination of tail position, different thumpings, different... Yeah. So this would be... the basic equivalent explanation would be body language.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we'll stick with that, because it makes sense, I think, for it to be more something... If it's body language and tail, then I think it, at least to me and your DM, so you can call this, I think it makes more sense for that to be like a general thing.
Yeah.
Versus like, so I will give you one of my cards for that reroll.
Okay.
I will make a statement that you're, even though, because you're just trying to tell them to stay alert, right?
Yeah. She's passing on the language of staying alert, staying aware. Watch your tongue.
Regardless of the role you do, I will make a statement to say that Rosabella has been on guard this entire time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
100%.
That's in her, like, that's in her training, that regardless, she is like looking around and like staying focused. So I'm just imagining Alexandria doing this, regardless of if the role is high or not, just Rosabella being like, what do you think I've been doing?
Hear me out. That gets communicated in tail language as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
like her ears, like maybe go back a little bit, and Alexandria just gives her
taking a little offense to be like, what do you think I've been doing the entire time?
Yeah, and I like to imagine at that point, Alexandria and her making eye contact, and Alexandria's ears go back just a little bit as well, and she just silently is like, I know you have, but it is a reminder going forward. I trust you. I trust that you're doing that. But I need to make sure that you are.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the thing, is I like to imagine it's their years of being together, and it's just like them staring intently at each other and maybe looking mildly threatening.
Oh, absolutely. I would say you two have this... You have the nonverbal communication down. The role is not to pass on the information. The role is to see how well the group as a whole, including Echo, actually picks up what you're trying to say.
Valid. So that's a 15.
Yep. So yeah, Rosabella would pick it up fairly decently. Echo would get it, but there might be like... It might be as confused as like alert or be alert at the same time. So it could be like there's something coming, or just keep an eye out. Period.
Okay.
So it goes through, but it might be a little jumbled for Echo.
Okay. And then the girls have their little like ears slightly back, stare down for a moment before Alexandria kind of gives like a clearing of her throat, returns her attention to Maxwell, and just...
Thank you again for escorting us.
No problem.
And then... So they're getting closer now, right?
Yeah.
So... I don't... The thing is I logically am like, I can see her definitely like starting to fiddle a little bit with the dagger on her hip. but also I think she knows enough to not do that in a carriage with another noble.
Yeah. You're getting a little antsy.
Yeah, she's just getting ready. She's aware because part of her does not trust these cats to not throw something at them the second they get out of this carriage. She wouldn't say that, of course, but she doesn't trust it.
How long does the charm effect last?
An hour.
An hour. Okay, so it would have actually passed by now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are being taken all the way back to the forest. Is there a description for it? Is it like normal charm? Are you aware you're charmed the whole time?
It doesn't say anything. So it says, after a few moments of conversation, a target is charmed for 1 hour unless he makes a wisdom saving throw. If the target is currently being threatened or attacked by companions or allies, however, he receives an advantage to his saving throw. And subsequent aggressive acts give additional saving throws with an advantage. And it just says this trick can be used a number of times per day equal to the companion's charisma modifier, minimum 1 before the dog needs to sleep. So it doesn't say that he would be aware that he was charmed.
So what's your charisma modifier?
0.
Okay. So you have
I only get it once. Mm-hmm. One day, Talon, I will improve my stats, maybe.
Right.
They're really bad. But yeah, so I only get the 1 a day. But it doesn't say that it's like he realizes he was charmed, so I'm assuming he doesn't.
No. Okay. So I rolled it in GM, but I will let you know. I just rolled for his opinion of the party. So first I did his wisdom save to see how if he can remember. And then I rolled his opinion of the party.
What's his opinion of the party?
So, first, his wisdom save, he made an 18. He does remember.
No.
Oh, no.
His opinion of the party, he rolled a 16. He now sees Alexandria as a schemer and as a tactical mind.
Is that respectful in his eyes?
That is respectful in his eyes.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he sees Rosabella as a fellow soldier, as a fighter. So it is nothing but respect.
Oh, hell yeah. What do you see Echo as?
He's confused on Echo.
Valid.
Echo doesn't talk much. He just kind of stands around brooding. But he's also not wearing armor and just has a robe. So he knows the usefulness of people that can use magic, but cat magic and dog magic is slightly different. So he's not sure how to read Echo yet. He has not seen him cast magic.
Ooh, mystery.
Yep.
Okay, can I ask a dumb question? What was the prince's opinion of the party?
Oh, man. He was in political damage control. He didn't even have time to form an opinion of the party. The only thing he really knows party-wise is that Alexandria is a shrewd negotiator and she knows how to go straight for the throat.
Look at my girl making waves in the cat territory. She never made waves in the dogs, but you know what? In the cat territory, she's thriving.
I mean, that can really come in useful later on. Like, truthfully.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, out of game question. How much longer do we plan to
I would assume maybe
go for? Because
no, go baby.
Only because like I when I said that medicine started kicking, it really
we can cut it now if you would feel better about that. Because basically,
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
You guys are going to pull up to the mine, and then we can cut it. So,
hell yeah.
Okay, that works for me. Because I was like, we are not. I hope we're not going to start this dungeon because I will be so out of it.
No, I don't have.
You're good.
This was honestly, this was a spur of the moment thing. I had everything planned, but where I was going to send you and the full on dialogue. Like I knew what was happening, but I didn't know the fine details.
Next week we can get the dungeon.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, Alexandria finishes her big sandwich. You pull up to this overgrown maze of brick and mortar buildings that are so ancient that nature has reclaimed them. And
Oh,
yep,
shit.
we will cut it there.
Hell yeah.
Alright. Anything you guys want to say before I stop the recording?
Have a woofy day. Or embrace your inner beast, I suppose.
Embrace
theme
your
of it.
inner beast.
It's the
Have
theme of
like
all of
that.
this.
Fantastic day.
Alright.
You guys are amazing.
I love it. Alright. Thank you for listening and have a good day.